Shit, we be live.
It says off air at the top.
Oh,
There we
does it?
go. Live. Now it just switched.
Yeah, it'll pop. All right.
And
So we'll wait till a few more peeps get here. And then we'll delve into the awesome discussion where we left off last week,
perfect.
which will be fun stuff. Talking about helmets and the history of them. Oh, I forgot to put that frickin' nods mount on the ECH as well. That kind of sucks. It's
Oh
gonna.
no, so your chin strap and everything fit for it, right?
Oh God, yeah, yeah. It's really cool. I'll break it out at some point tonight.
Good, because I want to see it.
Yeah, it looks pretty sweet. I got the cover on it and everything. It's just got a big hole in the front where the nods mount's supposed to go. All right, we got 9 lonely people watching now. So, all right, for those that are gonna be watching this tomorrow or whenever, last week we kind of left off like early 1930s. I think we left off with the Czech VZ32, right? Something like that.
Yep.
All right, so we're gonna be talking about this week on the evolution of the combat helmet of the 20th century. Is we're gonna start out with okay, really preface this with the fact that I don't have a lot of these helmets with me. I have quite a few of them, some I don't, but same with Devin. There's some that we don't have and all that stuff. So if we explain it to you, you're gonna have to use Google. It's a good thing for you guys that are in early to know because I'm gonna probably end up repeating that about 10,000 times. But
Yeah,
just
we're
use
gonna
Google. You
repeat
can
that from
check
time to
out
time.
what we're talking about, and it'll make more sense and kind of follow along. So first thing we're going to be talking about is the Polish WZ31 helmet. And it's probably one of the hardest helmets actually to find an original configuration, to be honest, when you're collecting.
Or just any configuration.
Yeah, it's not a rusted out, derelict piece of shit they found on the Eastern Front. So, yeah, it's a really hard helmet. But anyway, so that kind of is like a combination. It's like a hybrid of like a Stahlhelm and then a spherical shaped helmet. If you go look at it, type in WZ31. It's sometimes called the salamander helmet. So type in Polish WZ31. Take a look at this thing. It's actually pretty cool, and that'll actually come back in future designs from Poland when we get into like the 1960s and stuff like that. So
Yeah, becomes
that
their
was,
most iconic helmet design and actually a national symbol. It's adopted as a national symbol after World War II.
yep, yeah, it's a pretty sweet helmet. Actually, I have nothing against the design. Polish helmets are pretty cool. So off of that, that's not a very widely known helmet because Poland at the time was still kind of becoming a thing again,
Fledgling
and
nation, yeah.
nobody really gave a shit about them, which kind of sucked. And they were just starting to get their original stuff, and they were making good stuff. And then a couple years later, well, around the same time that was introduced, a couple years later, the Italians come out with this awesome design that kind of revolutionized combat helmets for many years after that, and still actually to this day. And that was the M33. Devin's got a Yugoslavian police example, so that's why it's kind of got the shiny paint on it and stuff. If you see my
If it'll
videos, you can
show
tell
up.
that they usually have like a matte aqua. Oh wait, hold on, I'll let you show it. Make some noise. Just say hi or
There
something
we
so
go.
the screen
There we go.
shifts to
So
you.
yeah, I don't know if you saw it for any length of time, but yeah, it's this kind of cool swoop spherical design, and it worked quite well. The Italians used it for basically up till the 90s.
Yeah.
So
And then Bulgaria copied it later on, and a bunch of other countries used it, and et cetera, et
mhm.
cetera. But that was like the design. And actually, what's cool about that is the liner system, the original M33 liner system, was like out of this world, comfortable, revolutionary, and like safe. So if you haven't watched my videos, or I think Devin, do you have a video on an original M33?
I don't. I have a couple different M33s, and I have the Bulgarian one as well too on my channel.
Yeah, the
But
51
I
or
don't have an
71.
I don't have an original configuration one, unfortunately. But yeah, it was a very early on one of the first helmets to adopt the what I like to call the flat spring air suspension liner, where it uses air as a cushion by using flat springs to pull the suspension away from the shell.
Yeah. Yeah, and then later on, the Bulgarians copied that. And
Mhm.
Well, I'm not going to get ahead of myself. We'll come back to. Just remember, the M33 is a very important helmet when we're talking about history in the 20th century. So, yeah, so you got the M33 that comes out, and then in 1935, or no, 34. I forgot about this. I'm trying to remember the designs we were just talking about. 1934 rolls around, and you've got this revolutionary design from the Netherlands, right, called the M34. If you're familiar with that, it's kind of this weird looking predecessor to the Romanian penis helm. And it was designed off of a fireman's helmet, you said?
Yep. Fireman's helmet. Like most of these helmet designs kind of can trace their lineage back to some type of fireman's helmet.
Huh. Yeah, it's cool. But yeah, that one's like the one that's got the giant slope in the front and it goes way down, swoops in the
Yeah,
back,
it
and
has the
kind of
way
covers the
big
rear.
swoop down the back. Yeah.
Yeah, and it was actually an effective design enough that were to where Romania actually ordered a ton of them in 1939. They were the Romanian ones that were for that contract, then subsequently produced in Romania, are called the M39. So same exact helmet, different crest at the beginning, and then when they were playing, they're the same exact helmet. The oilcloth liners, the 3-pad liners with the leather chin strap. So again, that's the one that I have. I just don't have it with me. So you get the M34, which is its own design. It's I guess more spherical than square, like the German Stahlhelm. But again, I'm going to put that thing in its own category. And
Yeah,
then
that
you
one
want to talk
doesn't
about
really have any basis or knowledge. It's just kind of one of those things, kind of like a lot of countries do, where it's like, we can make it domestically, even though it's not the best.
right.
So,
Well, and if you look at it too, the kind of top shape is kind of reminiscent of the Danish M23, which we forgot to mention last week.
yeah,
That big son of a bitch, but
it's a really sloped design. Even though it's a
yeah, very slow.
concave
So
slope, it's still a really sloped design. Yeah.
yeah, so kind of interesting, but yeah, and then you wanna take over for the M35.
Well, the German M35 is kind of like what a lot of countries have started doing as far as improving their design, simplifying their manufacture, using less materials and everything like that. So the Germans went from this. This is the M18 Stahlhelm. Mine's kind of beat up, but if you see the shape, it has the big lugs on it, the big huge skirt that comes down, and the big bill. And so what they do is they kind of shave a little material off of this. They remove the lugs because they don't think this is going to be necessary in the kind of war they're predicting and the war that they're actually brewing up and training for in 1935, which would be known as the Blitzkrieg. Um, so they take that and they eventually cut it down to this. They shorten the skirt, they shorten the bill, they remove the lugs, everything like that. They put a different liner in it. So now the liner is a fully wrapped around liner, which is padded to keep your head away from the shell, whereas the old World War I ones only had 3 pads. So one right in the very front for your forehead, and then 2 kind of at the back at angles here, which left a very vulnerable spot, which is the most vulnerable spot on a lot of helmets today and most of the Stahlhelms, which is this flat piece right here. This is the weakest spot of the helmet, right at about the temple region, because it's a very flat piece of metal, which is, if it gets hit head on by a projectile, most of the time it will penetrate this. And that's also the spot where there's no pad on the old designs. So that created kind of some issues, but it's an iconic design, which is why the Germans stuck with it. This was, once again, basically a national symbol, much in the same way that the Polish WZ-31 was.
That was a hell of a lecture. I'm very moved by your
Wealth of knowledge.
enthusiasm. All
Okay.
right, so then you got the more square Stahlhelm, and then let's combine these two. Let's take a spherical shape helmet and a Stahlhelm, and let's have a baby.
Hmm. Which one do you
M36
want on
maybe?
that? Huh?
M36 maybe?
Oh, yeah.
Thought you would catch that one being the
No,
Dwarven
no, no.
helmets.
Yeah, I have like 10 of them sitting next to me here, so all from like the same 5-year period. So, but this is the Bulgarian M36, which is, as you can see, if we compare it to the M40 here. So the M40 still has that big aggressive skirt and that very distinct crimp right at the bottom of the dome where the skirt and the bill begins. And the Bulgarians kind of strayed away from that. They went for more of a swept design, not as much of a skirt. All right, the bill is still the same length, but they went for this very kind of round, sloped design. Now this is M36A, and it's made out of basically the same steel. The original M36As, the very first ones, were actually made in Germany. All the presses that the M36s were made on are actually German-made presses. So it's very heavily influenced by German design, but it is really, slightly different. It is a more spherical design. It's actually heavier than the M35 because I know you know this, Mike, because they're made out of a thicker steel, which is just something the Bulgarians wanted in their own specification. So it's probably actually a better helmet protection-wise than the M35 and the M40 and the M42, just because of the thickness of the steel and the fact that there's no hard edges or crimps on it at all. So.
Yeah, and I did the ballistic test on the M36A, and that did very, very well against a lot of different calibers.
Yeah.
So that was a good one. All right. So now, all right, we're moving right along tonight. So we've got the M36 covered. Mm-hmm. Now we move up north a little bit. Oh yeah.
Way up there into Northwoods, up into Scandinavia there.
Yeah.
So we move right on to the this isn't an original liner one, but the shell is the same shape. This is the Swedish M37, which you can see is almost perfectly round, even from its silhouette. It's basically a sphere, which is ultimately where a lot of helmet designs kind of went, was to this shape, because there's no flat edges on it, which means your chances of deflection go up while using less metal, actually, which is, as we covered in the last video, you see in the Czechoslovakian helmets as well. You see no flat edges on them. You see always a slope or a round shape because there's no the chances of deflection go up. And this is a much, much lighter helmet than the Stelhelm. And you could read about tests online, specifically Finland. You've probably read this, Mike, where Finland tested the M40-55 to decide whether that would be the design they would keep or not, and ended up adopting in 68 this helmet because it was much, much better at, being like half the weight ballistically.
They actually adopted it in 62.
Oh yeah, that's whatever. 60s. Yeah. So they adopted this design because it was a much, much better design. Even though they had been using this design since World War II, they got a whole bunch of these helmets from Sweden as aid, as well as making their own domestically produced one called the M40, which actually gets confused a lot because they also had German M40s and regular Finnish M40s. So they actually had 3 different M40 helmets in use at the time. So, but this is a very, very good design that you can actually still find. It was used up until the mid-2000s with a lot of armies because it was that effective of a design.
Starting to lag like really bad.
Am I?
Yep. You sound like you're working at a comm center on the Death Star.
Okay. I don't know what to do about that. Is it sorting itself out, or is it still bad?
I mean, it's been doing it for about 3 minutes now.
Okay. Here, 1 second. Let me see what I could do here.
Yeah, if you got anything else running that's taking up bandwidth. I know you're on 56K.
Just the comments. So
that shouldn't be taking up much.
All right, here, 1 second.
Oh, nobody's getting lag? Is it just me getting lag?
I'm not noticing you get any lag, so no, I'm not.
No, I mean, like, am I just getting lag like on Hangouts? Okay, maybe it's not lag because nobody else is saying they can see lag. So.
Okay, so it might just be whatever. So okay, well, back to the story. The M37 is a really, really good design. It's ended up being tested by a lot of different countries, and this ended up being an influencer for actually the M40 helmet that Mike is wearing as far as shape goes. So this would influence basically every spherical design after this, including the M1 and a bunch of other different things because of how effective this design proved to be for its cost to produce as far as time, money, and metal. So.
Yep. So we got the 37, 38, anything there? So now you get the SSH 39, which is kind of what I'm wearing.
The SSH 36.
Well, I don't even want to fucking talk about that piece of shit.
Yeah, that thing was a steaming pile of dog shit.
It's literally like an aluminum foil hat that's painted green and have a red star on the front. Like, that's a piece of shit. They only used it for a few years. They even knew it was a piece of shit. And then we'll fast forward to 1939. So 1939 rolls around, and the Soviets kind of caught wind of the M37 and the M33. And they said, okay, the spherical shape with a slope and every angle would be great, but we also kind of like the skirt design, but we don't think you need that much of it. And so they came out with this shell, and it was a very different liner. It was more simple and kind of shitty. And then in 1940, they came out with the liner system that was easier to produce. It lasted longer. And then they had the canvas chin strap and all that stuff figured out. So basically, the shell was designed in 1938, 39, and then the SSH 40 that you know it at was implemented in 1940 and thereon for many years until the 60s. Yes. So this thing is, you can what's up?
Oh, nothing. And I'm just gonna say, if you ever find an M39, it looks like a Czech VZ52. The liner does, has that leather kind of Stahlhelm type liner.
Yeah, and it's really shitty.
Yeah, it has a leather chin strap, except it's not adjustable. So
so then they kind of figured out that was a stupid design, and then didn't they also make those in like not that many sizes? Is that the one I'm thinking of?
Yeah, they only made them in size 2.
Yeah, so if you had a smaller head or a bigger head, you were screwed. So then the SSH 40 comes out, and they made it in 3 sizes. So this is a P3, of course, because I've got the giant melon. Very rare, very hard to find these. They had 1 per case of 20. Is that correct?
Yeah, there wasn't very many, because once again, most people are designed to fit in a size 2.
I mean, I fit in a size 2, but like this is more ideal if you're talking about like the bulging from a bullet or something hitting it, denting it, the protection. Yeah. But
more
I can fit in a size 2 for sure. Yeah. So anyway. This became, for when we're talking about the Cold War stuff later, this became like the helmet. And I did ballistic test this one, or not this particular one, but I did ballistic test an SSH 40, and it did pretty well. It deflected a couple things, and it straight up stopped most pistol rounds. And the 7.62 Tokarev only went through one side, which on a steel helmet's good for me. Like,
yeah. 7.62 Tokarev will pierce even a lot of like modern Kevlar body armor.
Yep. So. Yeah, it does. It goes through a lot of stuff. It's a very high velocity.
It's a hot round, yeah.
Yep. But anyway, so the SSH 40 comes around, and the Soviets start using this weird design that's got the little swoop down here, which is pretty effective because you can still use comms and stuff. And it's not like, it's actually a pretty easy helmet to use while you're prone.
It's very ergonomic. They thought of that, especially when making the SSH 40. Something that they had a problem with the SSH 36 is wearing the greatcoat, which is something you kind of fucking need in Russia to live.
Yeah.
The big collar, the huge collars on those greatcoats would interfere with the helmet, and the SSH 40 was designed around the greatcoat. So it wouldn't interfere with the collar on the greatcoat.
Matt Tyfuckchev is all concerned about me telling him he sounds too snobby talking about cigars in the chat. That's funny. All right, we'll get to that shit show in a second. But so the SSH 40 comes around, and then 41. Oh shit! I forgot about Portugal.
Oh, that's right. I have one of those. I got to grab it though.
Well, you've got the 4063 Airborne.
Yeah, same shell though.
Same shell. Yep.
Yeah, so I'll grab that here 1 second. We'll use it as a reference.
Yeah, because the Portuguese M40, I've made a video on the 40 and the 4063, and if you haven't seen it, it's very Stahlhelm-esque, but it's also rounded. So they took a couple different designs for the Portuguese M40. Like you can here.
So I got it right here, and
I told them that it was round. It was a combination of rounded and square, so it's kind of like the 36 concept.
It almost looks like the M33, just with like a more pronounced kind of skirt on it. It's almost the same shape, but just a longer, more defined
Well,
skirt. So
could be influenced from a Greek M34 as well, but those are so freaking
yes.
rare.
Well, the
Like,
Greek M34s were designed in Italy, actually.
oh,
So.
I know, but like
Yeah.
they're really, really fucking rare.
Yeah, they are. They're incredibly rare. Well, that's because the
So,
Italians thought they were shit because there was an Italian helmet initially, and they didn't like it compared to
well,
the
it's bigger
M34.
than the M33, so I can see why. I mean,
Yeah.
you got to admit the Italian uniform in World War II was fucking like probably everybody says the Germans were the best looking. The Italians were the best looking uniforms, man.
The Italians had a really fucking good looking uniform, yeah.
Yeah, like it looked like they were like professional.
Yeah.
I mean, their insignia, it was just fucking cool. So
It was really kind of flashy, but that's kind of what the thing was at the time was having a really flashy uniform. Too bad they
yep,
couldn't like back up that uniform by being better at fighting.
they weren't bad at fighting. They just, again, the same plague as the French had horrible leadership that didn't give them the
Yeah.
right shit to win, and their tactics sucked.
Yeah.
But as far as fighting, they killed a lot of Allied troops.
They did. They did.
And then they fought their civil war, years after that. So,
Yeah.
yeah. So, anyway, I think that takes us through kind of like the different designs from
Yeah.
post interwar period up, and we're going to stop at 1941.
Yeah, and we got to show like what the British and the Americans were still using at this point too.
Yep.
Which is quickly becoming garbage. By the end of World War One, it was basically garbage. So, just the nice ovular Brody style design. No side or back coverage at all. Only from the top.
I still can't believe some countries were using those and produced them after the Second World War.
Yep. So, did you see that the Merchant Navy actually still had M1917A2 Kelly helmets in stock until the 90s? So,
What the hell's an A2?
it's the same exact shell, but instead of having this liner, it has like an M1 style suspension that's routed through like a bunch of welded bars around the outside of the rim. Yeah.
That seems like a lot of unnecessary fucking work.
Yeah, but that's what they use. So the Merchant Navy, that was their standard helmet until the 90s. So
probably just a heavy rain cap for if it starts hailing, to be honest.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah. Jesus. All right. So, first of all, I'm going to take this off because the pads are a little old and they're
Am I wearing a chest rig? I'm wearing the Canadian pattern 51 era web gear. Which is like a combination of the American pattern 36 and the American and British pattern 37. It's like a hybrid of both of them. And it's in this cool green color. Oh, there you go, Mike.
Yeah, I got this uncomfortable piece of shit on. Oh, God, I don't know how those guys fucking do it. The liner sucks and it weighs like 10 pounds.
It's heavy as fuck, yeah. It's the heaviest helmet I own by a significant margin.
Oh, same here. Like, no, there's no contest with anything else. And the chin strap sucks. You actually have to like thread it through and see if I can fucking do this.
And then imagine wearing a gas mask while doing that and having night vision on there too.
This is why I'm glad I'm not Russian. I fucked that up, of course. Oh, whatever. It can stay like this. I'm not going to have it on long. It's too fucking heavy. But yeah, somebody asked what my prized helmet was. Not this, Devin. Haha, got your hopes up. No, it'd be my probably both of my World War II German helmets, and then second place would be the World War I Stahl helms, and then the rest of my World War I helmets, and then this.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I hope that isn't your fucking most prized helmet.
No, it's probably one of the more expensive ones, but
yeah, they're not cheap.
Yeah.
Seen a Solberg helmet on Estonia, on eBay from Estonia? It probably is. They're not really reproducing those, so there's a lot of civil defense ones still around. Finland had a shit ton of them that they sold off like a couple of years ago, so.
Best steel helmet produced for you by a country. What? What's the best steel helmet ever produced for you by a country? I don't know. I haven't contracted with any larger or small governments to have them make me a steel helmet, but if I ever do, I will definitely let you know.
The hat that I was wearing is the Canadian peaked cap, the Korean War era one. It's wool. It has a neck flap that comes down, and then I put the Edelweiss pin on it because I'm a huge Mountain Trooper fan. It's a real tiny, not an actual German one. It's a different one, but it's a really good winter hat though. So, and then because they care about people, they also put like plastic at the top so your head doesn't get wet after you get the whole hat wet. So like if you're sitting somewhere at like a guard post and it's like raining on you, the top of your head doesn't get wet.
Does the rain apologize in Canada?
Yes, it does.
We're sorry we're falling on your head right now.
Yeah, we're sorry we're getting you all soaking wet there.
Jesus.
What? I'm a big fan of Canada, Mike. Huge fan.
My OCD is saying fix your net. That's not OCD. That's just being an anal retentive cunt.
What's wrong with my net? This is how it's supposed to be. It's even two-tone. So it's tan in the back and whatever in the front, and then it has my bandage in it for when I would need it. Where's the trooper hat, Mike?
It's not a fucking trooper hat. Trollio. God damn it. Do they want me to thread it through this fucking way?
Can I do a video on my caps? I don't have a ton of caps, so probably not. That probably won't be that good of a video. I've only got a few.
Dude, I've got a shitload of caps.
Well, people are interested in seeing caps, Mike. Maybe you should do military caps.
God.
I mean, I did pick up that one that I got the picture of for you, the like early, the like Korean War.
Oh,
Vietnam,
yeah, the flat top, the Fidel
the coffee can, yeah.
Yeah.
Or as I like to call it, the Major Frank Burns.
I just call it the Fidel Castro hat.
Yeah, that's true. I can grab that one. I got it right here.
Yeah.
But I like Fidel Castro. I'll put on my Fidel Castro cap.
Yeah, he's a really, really good dude. And Che Guevara, helped him out, and he was also.
Yeah, he was. Fidel. I don't know why everyone talks so bad about Fidel Castro. Cuba's like the fucking shit. It's like the best country.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get why all these like conspiracy theorists are saying that Che Guevara was a bad dude. Like, man, revolutionary, just fighting for the cause.
That's right. He misunderstood. I wouldn't say bad, misunderstood.
I want to go out and buy a T-shirt now.
One of the Che Guevara t-shirts.
Oh, yeah.
I'll wear one too. Is that going to be our next stream? It's just going to be us in revolutionary gear?
Yeah, we should totally do that.
No, I don't have a German SA dagger.
Why does everybody like always say, do you have this extremely rare and fill in the blank item? Like, dude, we're fucking broke asses. That's why we're sitting here on fucking YouTube on a Friday night. And we're not out having fun.
Yeah, I'll do shots for money. I have that Crown XO. I'll do shots for money if you guys want to tip money. If you want to do like $5, I'll do a shot. It'll be a big one too. So I do have a video about web gear. I have a couple different web gears. I have my Alice stuff on there. I have this Pattern 51 stuff on there. The Pattern 51 stuff one is eventually going to get redone. So that's in the works. There's a big thing coming for that stuff to show it a little bit easier.
Oh man, the son of a bitch is uncomfortable.
Think about the neck muscles, Mike. Start doing the exercises.
Dude, I am. I'm just saying, like, the liner itself, like, the liner isn't bad. The fucking sweatband is awful.
The sweatband. Well, that's because have you ever looked at the sweatband?
Yeah,
it's just
designed.
Steel. Yeah, it's steel on the inside.
It's just like fucking pounding against my head. I mean, the weight, it's about like a tricked out ACH with the nape pad and a nods mount on it. Like, it's heavy, but it's not like unbearable. But like, yeah, the fucking liner, This is an ACH. You got pads.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
still,
rough.
guys, here's the little preview on one of my newer acquisitions, thanks to the Dwarven Prince of Helmets, the SSH 68N November. It's a pretty damn sweet piece. I'll be making a video on that soon when I get settled in and everything. So now I'm going to put one on that a couple of you were jealous about on Instagram. Oh, yeah. Much better.
Fits much better than that small one I got you, huh? Doesn't it?
What the fuck? Something's not right.
I do, for whoever was asking, I do have a 1980s pattern helmet, British helmet. This is the Mark IV turtle with the weird kind of liner in it, the elastic liner. Good, glad you saw the video on the lightweight helmet. Which one? I have multiple lightweight helmet videos. Where's Sam and Fat Monk?
Not here.
And Dakota.
Oh, these pads are new. That's why. Yeah, I got a brand new BLU kit.
You gotta rough those things in a little bit.
Yeah. Oh, and my cheeks are a hell of a lot fatter than I'm used to. But yeah, it's all right. Yeah, this thing is freaking dome pads, man. I always hated that. You know what?
I know, right?
Fuck this. I never wore mine in Iraq, so I'm not gonna wear this fucker. Have this bitch sit lower.
Well, technically, the manual says you only need 7 pads. It doesn't say which ones you need.
Yeah, exactly. I got 6 in here.
So I read it. So like, there's lots of people who would put just 2 smaller ones at the top to still have airflow. Or if they were one of those weird high speed guys that needed their, Comtac headband to run underneath their helmet.
Let's see if the rearrangement works. There, this ain't bad.
There you go.
Yeah, fuck this. I'll do this some other day. I got a fucking haircut too. That's probably what's going on.
Yeah.
We'll go old school. Well,
there you go. Old school. I like it. I'll still be Fidel Castro. So. I like this hat though. This design needs to make a comeback, I think. I think this would look real snazzy in the OCP. The like rigid cap.
Yeah, I mean that's totally awesome. The Elvis cap.
Mm-hmm. I think we should bring it back since the Americans are going back to freaking pinks and greens and shit anyways. Why not, make this a cap?
That was like a freaking idea they wore at one show. They're not going to go back.
It's officially adopted now. It's an option.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah, as of like a month ago, it's officially an option. And so far, the only people that are getting it are recruiters. But it's going to continue to be rolled out here in the next couple of years. Yeah. I thought that was cool. A nice throwback.
That's fucking gay, though. Like, oh. Why don't you just stick with a fucking uniform and, like, stop trying to change it every 10 years?
Yeah.
But who am I? All right, I guess we should get to some questions.
That's right. The SS never wore Magic Camo. At some point, somebody probably did.
I'll just say this. When you're talking about history, use the word never only when you are 150% sure. Like, I can say with 100% certainty, no, a Brontosaurus did not land with the 5th Rangers on D-Day, June 6, 1944.
Except for that one guy that had a bone in his pocket.
See? Fucking debunked. Like, right there. That's why you should never say never. Like, so yeah, the guy with the Brontosaurus bone just fucked me over.
But that's just how military surplus is. Like, there's a lot of percentages that are like very, very highly unlikely. There's a lot of stuff that's possible, but like even in like the hardest circumstances, chances are something is possible. Military surplus wise.
Yeah, but again, so you don't use the word never unless you're like pretty.
Really
That's
sure.
general, and that's a rule for myself too, because I constantly said it many years ago and came to realize that, oh shit, yeah, well, it actually did.
Yep.
And so I just say not usually, or it was very uncommon or something like that.
Yeah.
And then it becomes a lot easier to kind of justify your position when you're arguing with somebody that knows more than you.
Yeah. I normally just
I
go
know.
the sources I've read.
Yeah, from the source. I love that. The sources that I've read. The first response all the time is the attack. Wikipedia doesn't count as a fucking source, dude. Who said it was Wikipedia, you clown?
Yeah. But the thing is, if you can find it on Wikipedia, you can find it somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
Wikipedia is just a compilation of information that can be found somewhere else.
Well, what's funny is like everybody shits on it, and like I get it. Historical scholars won't really like use it as a credible source. They'll reference
Okay, so
it.
don't use it for your college essay, but everything else is okay.
Dude, yeah, because here's the thing. Like I got told by a professor, he's like, okay, if you look at Wikipedia, it was shitty when it started, when it wasn't really moderated and checked by everybody.
Yeah. Now they get
like,
shit
if you
tons of
look at
money
it
to, yeah.
and you see something, go down to the source and then click on the source. He's like, it's a great tool to get a bunch of good sources for your papers. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So yes, Roger Scott. I'll never get over that. Why is your name all caps? Yeah, you told me, but still. It always looks like you're yelling. Roger Scott. There's another guy that's on the channel too. Has got like the same thing, and he's like all caps in his name. Yeah, the chin strap was used in the 80s and 90s. Most of the time, I mean, chin straps are.
Yeah.
I've got a picture of one of my friends that I reenact with. I mentioned him in the Desert Storm video, or the Desert Storm, the Jungle Boot video. He was in Desert Storm. He's got a picture of himself sitting there wearing green jungle boots, a bunch of other shit, the chocolate chips. He's got his helmet on, his Pasget, and his chin straps wide open. We always got in trouble for not having our chin straps done. Your mileage may vary depending on what unit or what time, but
yeah,
I don't know. For the most part, yeah, you're going to want to wear the strap because if you lose it, you get charged for it. You know?
Yeah, and Kevlar helmets are not cheap.
Yeah, no, the military charged like back in the day probably like a decent amount for a lost helmet. Like combat loss doesn't count, but like if you just lose it, you get charged for it, and it's not cheap. So
well, back in the late '80s, I know that there's multiple things of people that lost them, and like even like Grenada, they were charged $135 for them, which back in the '80s was a shit ton of money.
Yeah, it was like $180 today.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck it. Yes, I finally got backup.
Anal none.
The average Swedish military conscription got better training than U.S. Marine.
Yeah. Maybe for the Arctic, but I doubt for amphibious assault.
I don't know. Have you seen the Marines' cold weather training?
Yeah, they do.
That's
some
a
pretty
bitch.
intense cold weather training. Yeah.
That just looks fucking miserable.
Welcome to Alaska, the land of Canada. Wait, you're saying there's other training other than winter training? That seems like the only time Canada does anything. They made a 3-point chin strap for the Pasgat for paratroopers in the late 80s and early 90s. So
yeah, but then the whole liner was like had that big foam pad added to it and shit, and it was weird.
Well, that's just part of the chin strap. You just route the chin strap through that. There's nothing else holding it in place except for that back piece of nylon.
Yeah.
Because I have one. It's on my Pasgat, which is right over there.
See, how do you have all this weird fucking shit, but you don't have like common helmets like an actual M33 or something, or a regular Swedish M37? Like you don't have all the ones that I consider easy to find, but you've got like these fucking unicorns in your collection.
I have a lot of unicorns. I like unicorns.
Well, that's why we need to combine our fucking knowledge. So I've got all the like common ones that you're like.
Pasgat. It's got
Hey,
the
crikey, today I found a wild Swedish M37. Bet
it's
you
got
Devin Krueger doesn't have one of these in his collection.
the Cool Tex liner, the Cool Tex sweatband, the 3-point chin strap, the foam nape pad, and the countermine Pasgat cover, which is Kevlar.
Oh my God, can I blow you?
So it's got every imaginable upgrade you could possibly have ever done to the Pasgat on it. That's why I made this one.
That's still really gay.
It's probably heavier than the SSH 68. It's probably like 7 pounds.
Yeah.
Unicorns fought with the dinos on D-Day. Yeah, the Germans had all the unicorns. That's why they lost.
I'll be right back. I gotta go grab something.
All right. Would Canada help the United States if Russia rocked up in Alaska? Canada would probably be neutral. That's kind of what we're going for. Not starting shit. So Rommel was a unicorn. People don't know that, but he was. So well, even though nobody's paid, I'm gonna do a shot. If you guys haven't got a chance to try this Crown Royal XO, it's pretty fucking kick ass. It's pretty good.
All right. Figured I'd
Oh, there you go. Complete the whole set.
Yep, get her matched up. I'm still trying to decide because I don't want to like portray force com some person sitting way in the rear with lots of the gear. So I might take this off. I'm just trying to figure out what unit I want to portray in like the chocolate chip setting. Desert Storm.
What you should do is get one of those like international security patches.
Dude, do you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do a Timothy McVeigh impression. That's what I'm going to do.
Yes, that's fucking perfect.
Put a fucking 1st Infantry Division patch on there. McVeigh, U.S. Army, throw a CIB on this bitch. Dude, that's what I'm going to fucking do.
I love
it's
it.
Official.
It's a great idea. Then you got to get a pair of the Randolph Aviators too.
Yes. Get like the little sergeant pins. Yeah, I'm totally doing that. I'm doing I'm sure show up to a fucking timeline. Show up to a timeline event. I mean, half the people won't even know what the fuck it is. They'll be like, "Oh, Desert Storm, right on. That's fucking cool, man." Be like, whoop, whoop. Get it?
So, but you know, if you get some of the older guys in there, they're gonna know what it is. But a lot of the younger people are gonna be like, "What?"
Well, then they'll start talking to me about these goddamn feds are gonna come take our guns, and I don't really with that. They'll be like, you must know. No, I fucking don't. So go away, please.
We're gonna come take your guns. I have more guns to lose than you do, probably. So,
probably, yeah.
So,
God, I wonder how much flack I'm gonna get for the fucking Timothy McVeigh thing. Like people that are not watching right now later on, they're like, "Oh wow, he does live streams. That's cool. Oh boy, you put on Desert Storm stuff, chocolate chip." And then, oh God, he crossed the line. I'm gonna report him as a domestic terrorist.
He's a domestic terrorist.
My video gets fucking flagged. My account gets suspended. I'm MIA for
Mike's gonna try to go on a plane and he's gonna get tackled by 5 guys.
I'm sorry, I'm a fucking reenactor with a dark sense of humor. Leave me alone. Stop waterboarding me.
Yes. Yeah. All right, we're gonna have to put this way up your butt.
Demonetized. Oh, if the live stream last week didn't get demonetized, we should be good. So
yeah,
there's a Desert Storm reenacting group here in Ireland. They're sound lads. What do? Sit around a lot, and then like, if they're going to condense it into a weekend, that'd be the equivalent of about 5.5 minutes of actually shooting at shit.
Yeah. Well, it's time for a shot, Mike.
Yeah, if you guys, hey, we'll get into super chat now. We'll get really stupid up in this bitch. So all the proceeds from super chat are split 50-50 between Devin and I. So we can both fund our addictions and
bring you some more cool shit, and I'll get pissed drunk.
Dude, every $5, he'll take a shot. If you get him pissed drunk and he throws up on the camera, I will be very happy. So you guys should start doing the super chat, and we'll do a shot, and then we'll do funny stuff like a funny story or something, little things like Devin will share.
I'm a notorious puker too, actually. So.
He could tell about his time up with the Canadian like militia group,
the Rangers. It's like the Boy Scouts, but for men.
You guys were red in the quote unquote combat. That's pretty badass.
It's more like the DNR down here. That's basically 90% of the job.
I think you live in Canada. Oh my God.
I don't actually live in Canada, thank you. I live in Little Canada.
No, you fucking don't.
That's what the whole state's known as.
Dude, you understand there's a town called Little Canada.
Yeah, I know there's a town in Minnesota called Little Canada.
That's why I fucking said you don't live in Little Canada. So why are you getting all technical with me now? Here, you got to wait, dude. You got to wait until somebody does the $5 super chat thing so we can fund both of our addictions and keep making videos.
I want to take a shot though. I'm thirsty.
You got to wait. See, now Devin's suffering because you guys.
Yeah. I'm trying to be an alcoholic here.
You're trying to be an alcoholic? Good God. That's some depraved shit right there.
So. Is the FBI more important than the CIA, Mike? I'm not super good on American intelligence, but which one do you think is more important?
The fact that you just said one of my favorite oxymorons in the world. American intelligence.
Well, historically, the U.S. is more afraid of its own people than anyone else, so probably the FBI.
Well, they should be. Give me that thing. Come here. All right, this little fucker. Hey, stop calling me asshat.
It's a cat, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Aren't you just... Oh, fuck. He's dug in and he doesn't know how to retract his claws because he's an asshole. All right, I think we broke free. Come here. Yeah, he's okay.
Oh, see, now you did it.
Yeah, you bring a cat to the live stream, it's fucking over.
That's what the internet loves, Mike. Fucking cats. Cats and titties.
Cats and titties. Oh, yeah. Look at you. Nasty little thing. Stinky little breath. Yeah, look at this. I mean, every time I'm wearing my chocolate chips, this thing is like on me. He's the same color.
You look like cat litter.
Yeah, he's from the desert. Look at this. I could be on the cover of Time magazine. Yeah, strangling a cat.
Yeah.
Don't flop. You're gonna hurt
yourself. Ran out of babies. They moved on to household pets.
Oh, shedding so bad. Ick. All right, you can get down now. Nasty little thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
My cat's breath smells like he just licked his ass. Because he did.
Because he did. I like it. Cat abuse demonetized. Now we're good. Yeah, now PETA's gonna come after us because they're done fucking attacking Steve Irwin.
Dude, if PETA comes after me, I will go down to downtown Minneapolis and order a fucking bludgeon tomahawk fucking ribeye from Manny's Steakhouse and eat it off the bone in front of them, bite by bite, while they're yelling at me.
What are you gonna do? Shoot me? Most of you probably don't believe in guns.
Right? Yeah, I'll just chomp on that fucker. They're yelling at me. Yep. So PETA can come. They can do whatever they want. While I'm holding the cat in the other hand too.
Yeah.
I'll be like, here, you want somebody?
Yeah, you and the cat can eat it. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah. We'll have a fucking party. It'll be a shit show. It'll be amazing.
Oh man.
God.
Contact PETA.
Now I want a freaking tomahawk ribeye.
I know, right? Steak sounds good as hell right now.
Dude, you ever heard of one of those things?
They're big as fuck.
Yeah, I actually almost killed an entire one last time we were there, but I had had breakfast.
Oh.
Which I guess I didn't realize how big it was going to be, but it's was it a 56-ounce steak? And
Yeah.
oh my God, it was amazing. It was like fucking rare, you know? We had it cooked medium well, quote unquote. And of course, it's that thick. So, like,
Yeah.
the middle's raw, but it was like the softest, most tender, deliciously marinated seasoned ribeye in the world. If you guys are ever up in Minneapolis, go to Manny's Steakhouse downtown.
Yeah. There's a lot of
Fucking
good places to
amazing.
eat in Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis itself has some really good food.
Yeah. Well, it's all the fucking hipsters.
Yeah, I mean, I'll give them that. Like, if you don't have good food down here, you don't make it long. So, but
What
yeah,
the
Manny's
fuck is a
Steakhouse,
tomahawk ribeye? You haven't lived the panda.
dude. Tomahawk ribeye.
You guys need to get up here in the Northwoods and enjoy some real food.
Yeah, I mean that you probably get like your kidneys are probably gonna be screaming at you for the next couple of days, which I think mine were. It's like, oh, okay, we just ingested literally we're not even measuring protein in grams anymore. We're measuring it in kilos.
Yeah.
And we're not able to process this much. So your kidneys will yell at you, but your body and your mind will thank you for a long time after that, and you'll want more.
It's not good for your body, it's good for your soul.
Yeah. It's amazing.
Not that I don't like martinis, but I really want to take that shot of Crown.
What?
Not that I don't like martinis, but I really want to take that shot of Crown.
Well, until we get $5, you ain't doing it.
All right. I guess I'll just stay in my Korean War stuff. All that I was listening to your thing about how all those war movies are terrible.
Yeah.
So one of my favorite, it's not a movie, it is a movie, but it's also a TV show, is MASH, and it's terrible.
MASH isn't a war movie, though.
I know.
MASH is like a fucking sitcom, like Hogan's Heroes. I don't classify that as like a serious thing.
No, I don't think it's a serious thing either, but they do make some, like every 20 episodes they do put one serious episode in there.
Can you turn your volume up on your mic or some shit? Beautiful.
Is that better?
Yeah, it's a little better. Yep.
Perfect.
You get your dainty little voice, so it's like you need to kind of crank that up.
I spend all day fucking yelling at people, so.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
It's not a good job. 2 a.m. to like whenever I get done. Those are my hours.
So you're just like you're like the Bob Ross of Nabisco.
Pretty much.
Yeah, you scream at people all day, and then you just decide when you're done, and you start painting pictures and doing a lot of blow, probably. Who knows what he did?
Oh, man, blow would be great. But no, I have to pass a lot of drug tests, so.
No, he didn't do blow. He was too calm for that. He probably did H. Oh, well.
Yeah. Or I feel like he probably did a lot of ecstasy. That's probably why he got so good at painting.
Yeah, we're going to paint a happy little tree over here. Oh, my God, is that a happy little tree? Oh, look at that.
It's the happiest fucking tree.
The happiest fucking tree.
Probably just touching his afro all the time. They had to like tape his hand down.
You know it wasn't an afro, right?
It wasn't?
No, it was a perm.
Really?
Yeah. Fuck yeah. No, everybody thinks it was an afro. It actually wasn't. I mean, that guy is white as hell. Like, he's white as snow. So, like, his hair doesn't have the right consistency. So
it doesn't grow like that. Yeah. So he had to get it curled to get it. Oh, it makes sense now. I just never thought of that.
Yeah, he spent a lot of time and probably a fuck ton of money on it. But, hey, it looked good.
Well, it's probably written in his contract after a while to where they would just do that for him. The TV studio would do it.
Yeah. Like, you have to have this a certain way or there will be no more shows.
Yeah. It's not Bob Ross otherwise.
There we go. You can take your shot.
All right, guys. It's probably can't see it, but it's up to there, so. Mike, you don't like Canadian. Come on now.
Yeah, I'd rather not drink fucking kerosene. The only reason that shit got popular is because during Prohibition, we wanted it, so you guys made more of it, and everybody's like, oh, well, we're going to have to mix this with something. And that's when they started mixing drinks because Canadian whiskey is just fucking awful.
It's pretty rough, but I like it. So
yeah, it's just got that like fucking weird flavor to it. It's not just Crown; it's every Canadian whiskey.
Yeah,
it's just
it's really harsh.
Yeah, it's very harsh.
It tastes like paint thinner smells.
I'm gonna drink the rest of my dihydrogen monoxide. That's a cool drink.
There you go. I'm gonna fill this back up for if somebody else would like to.
Yeah, he definitely did the shot. So, and it doesn't have to be $5 from one person. It can be $1 from 5 people. We're definitely whoring ourselves out. Jonathan Jordan II, you are the man. You're gonna get Devin pukey drunk. You were the first step on a long road of debauchery and the shit abyss tonight.
I'm all about it. So you're not a fan of the Canadian, aren't you, Mike? What was your favorite alcohol then?
What's up?
What was your favorite alcohol then? What did you drink on the regular?
Depends. Back when I did, well, when I was young, like early 20s and like late teens, early 20s, I drank Jack Daniels a lot. Like,
Jack Daniels is terrible though.
I usually had Jack and Diet Coke. That was what I.
Okay, that's better. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I drink it straight too, but I acquired a taste for it, I guess. But and then I used to drink like shit beers, like frat beers, like Keystone Light and stuff. And then I moved on. Well, I still drank a bunch of Jack and stuff. And then I went through like a PBR phase where it was like, oh, it's cheap, I'm broke, and it'll work.
Yeah.
And then
PBR is pretty good though.
It fucks with my guts bad. But then I didn't know that I had a fucking allergy to gluten at the time, so I could probably contribute to it. But I didn't mind the taste. I thought it tasted all right. But
yeah.
And then after that, for a long time, I moved on to like this fucking bum line. And Jesus Christ, stop texting me.
I drink a lot of Canadian whiskey and like vodka.
Yeah. Anyway, so it was bum line. It was called Wild Irish Rose, and it's pretty rough. The first couple drinks are rough, and then so I did that for many years, and then just straight up wine, and then I just kind of fizzled out. So
yeah, I've definitely simmered down a bit on my drinking, but yeah, Canadian and vodka, that's basically what I drink.
Yeah,
and I don't really mix it or put ice in it. It's kind of just I drink it neat. Like gin, we had that conversation. Gin's pretty good. Gin and tonic. Oh man, that's the best summer drink ever.
Yeah, those were. Yeah, it's all right. I like water better.
Yeah, water's really
pretty good too because you don't wake up fucking feeling like shit and dehydrated as fuck in the morning.
Well, you just got to alternate. You got to alternate water and gin and tonic.
Yeah, that's the problem. Is when I used to drink, I do not. I don't like
hydrate.
Alternate. Yeah, and it's either on or off. Like I don't have one drink. I'll just fucking go, that was pretty good. The next morning I wake up,
Yeah.
So yeah.
I try to alternate when I can. You try to sneak a glass of water in there, otherwise, yeah.
Yeah, that's ideal. But some people just are not getting that humor on that fucking video I did today with the
I thought it was hilarious. The first thing I thought was like, well, I don't think it was really meant for that, but once you got to some of those shots where the light pollution was real high, I was like,
oh yeah, but
surprisingly well.
It was so fucking bright out there today. Like I'm surprised the camera picked anything up.
Yeah. God, that will fucking blind you, that shine coming off the snow. So
yep. Yeah, it was pretty bad. And it was pretty chilly too. Like it was pretty cold still.
Yeah, I'm surprised you were laying down in the snow.
What snow?
Like, Mike, come on now.
I was in the fucking Nam, dude. I was in the bush today.
Yeah.
Well, as close as you're going to get.
That's how we could have ended Nam. We could have fucking brought winter there. That would have killed all of them.
You want to do some cold weather trading for like an extended period of time? Yes.
To chug a bottle of syrup. Oh God. I'll do a shot of maple syrup for like $20. I'm Canadian after all. That sounds kind of good. STG 44, AK 47, 47.
That's not even a fucking question. Like, the Sturmgewehr was a piece of shit.
It was a piece of shit. So, like the madman wearing jungle fatigues when the snow. Did you have your boots on while you were doing that too?
Oh God, yeah. And I had the well, you didn't see the beginning. Like I had the pants like rolled up how they did it, like just to the top of the
Yeah.
boots. Yeah, so I got a bunch of
Well, the
snow in
snow
my.
is so tall you can't really see all that well.
Well, yeah, but at the beginning of the video,
Yeah.
but yeah, it was disgusting. I had a huge, like snow donut in each fucking cuff that
Pants
was
leg.
rolled up.
Yeah. Canadian spy. The Canadians don't have spies. We're just liked by everyone. We could just go wherever.
Jesus, a Canadian spy. Another fucking oxymoron. They'd be like, I'm really sorry, but I'm committing espionage right now against you. Really
Could you be
sorry.
just the nicest guy ever and just give me these documents here that I need? That'd really save me a lot of time and hassle there, friend.
Oh yeah, we can just go and Xerox these real quick. It'll be on my way. We'll be wrapping her up.
Yep.
Come on, boys. That's like I always tell if I'm like gaming with Canadians because they sound just like a Northern Midwest American accent, but it's some of the shit they say like, "Come on, boys, let's go get them, boys." They say "boys" like instead of
Yeah.
guys, and they say it
Boys is
after
pretty
every
common.
fucking sentence.
Yep. Boys is replaced by guys. You probably hear them when you get mad. They call somebody a fucking hosier.
Yeah,
Yep.
sometimes. Well, the out thing is fucking very obvious. Like even if it's slight, because I know how the Minnesotan out sounds.
Yeah.
It's not out. It's out or it's out.
Yeah.
Or yeah, it's the
They
long
really
one.
enunciate the U instead of the O.
Yeah, that's why like when there's like shows or somebody talking about like how somebody from Minnesota sounds, they're like, oh yeah. I'm like, oh, that's pretty accurate. And they're like, we're gonna go oot to the store. I'm like, that's not what they fucking say. That's what
No.
Canadians say.
Minnesotans really enunciate the out. Yeah. Canadians
Yeah,
really. Yeah. The
oh
U.
yeah, we're
Whereas
gonna go out on Friday night, and we might go out to the ice shack and go out and grab a case of old Milwaukee, if you know what I mean.
yeah. The Canadians are very heavy on the first vowel in the
Well, it's
word.
basically like Irish and Scottish kind of.
Scottish, yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna go
That's why
outside
plaid
today.
is like thing in Canada.
Mr. Leahy, what happened to the roof of our car?
Yeah, or care. Yeah. Fucking Nova Scotia. God damn it. They're almost as bad as fucking Quebec.
Well, Quebec, they speak a whole different language. Nova Scotia, they
I
speak.
fucking hate Quebec. The rest of Canada, I don't care who you are. The rest of Canada fucking hates Quebec. It's like the smelly French kid at the fucking lunch table. He's there because he has nowhere else to sit.
Yeah. I'm not going to argue with that. Every person I've ever met from Quebec has a fucking attitude worse than like regular French, or I'm going to say real.
Yeah, because they're fucking French. That's their whole thing.
Yeah, but like they're 10 times worse.
Yeah, because they're Canadian French.
Well, I suppose the same thing could be said about Americans though, like because the British have an attitude like, oh,
Yeah.
we're royal and pompous, we conquered
Yeah,
the world. Well, how the fuck did that work out for you? You couldn't hold it very long, did you?
that's right.
But like,
Stretch yourselves a little thin there, did you?
oh yeah. Now you've got you got all your former fucking colonies that are succeeding more than you are, but your currency is still somehow the most powerful in the world. Give me a fucking break.
It's also the oldest currency in the world. 1,200 years it's been around.
Yes. Fucking yeah, the Brits are such arrogant pieces of shit.
Yeah.
But I mean, so are Americans though.
Yeah.
So everybody's got their thing.
Well, Americans are arrogant because we'll fucking, we'll fucking.
Yeah, we could back it up. The Brits back in the day they could back it up. Now
they can't. They're kind of a almost a second world nation.
Well, now
as
they
far
are.
as military power goes, yeah. But like back in like the 17 and 1800s, back in their heyday, when the sun never set on the British Empire, they could basically strong arm anyone into anything they wanted.
Oh, yes, you claim to have a navy. Oh, that's quite
Yeah.
amusing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fucking A.
Our 16-inch guns will block out the sun.
16-inch guns? Oh, joy.
Somebody else want to pay $5? I'm getting thirsty again. Like,
yeah, dude. You guys, we already got $5. We already got him a shot down. He's a fucking tiny dude. He takes another one. He's going to be on his way to being bombed. We want to get him to the point where we can't understand him, and he's like passed up. We're going to keep the camera rolling for like an hour and a half. So, and again, all the proceeds are split 50-50. So you guys can see potentially like separate videos on different things that we're going to be blowing that cash on. We're going to be begging butt. And then here's the thing. Once he does another shot, I'll sell a funny little story about, I don't know, you pick the topic and we'll see. But I'll tell a funny little story like we did last week, remember? Somebody decided to donate $20, and I think that was a funny story about how we got stuck in the fucking desert.
That was a pretty funny story, yeah.
Oh God, it wasn't funny when it was happening.
Said.
But Island buys lands, Kincaid. What's the story usually goes before those?
How are you so good at all these accents and impressions?
I don't fucking know. Like I listen to a lot of them and I can just kind of pick up. There's a few that I can't fucking do. I can't do a proper Scottish accent, like a real one.
Well, nobody can.
I don't even think they can, you know? Like it's like they're speaking a whole different fucking language. It's not even English at this point, really. Let's be honest. The Irish one, that's a bit hard to do. You just gotta kind of let your words flow and enunciate certain vowels and characters a little differently. It's halfway between Canadian and sort of a Scottish accent, but it's not really Scottish. Everybody says it is. That's about as good as my Irish accent's gonna get. And
yeah.
What in the fuck?
Is your helmet getting a little heavy there? Hot?
No, I've got a phone call. Hold on.
All right.
All right. No, it's not getting hot, but I thought I was going to have to be on the phone, and I was just like, I can text this shit. Mike, please do some more ballistic testing on helmets. Got to get funding for that, bud.
Yeah, it's also got to stop being cold as balls.
Yeah, I've said this a million billion times in all my videos, guys. Like, that's why I made that video today, to kind of show you guys that I'm not bullshitting. Like, there's literally 2.5 feet of snow, and we're getting another 12 inches.
Yeah, we're getting fucking 10 inches tomorrow. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's like 3 feet of snow on the ground. It's colder than fuck. And all right, I'll be right back. Devin, you convince these guys to talk or whatever.
I'll let you know what happens. All right. Any questions for me? Anything you guys want to see out of all this other cool stuff that I have laying around? Or anything you want to see that I'm wearing? I have a lot of stuff on that I'm wearing. What? Any World War II stuff? Well, I don't have a lot of World War II stuff sitting around me. Chug, somebody's got to pay some money. Is Canada planning on invading? Why do we need more empty space? Canada's got enough empty space. There's more boot videos in the works. They're right now. I'm just real busy with the whole work scenario. So there's more boot. There's a lot of stuff here in the works, and of course, having extra money would help that. Obviously, a lot of what's holding me up now is number one is time. Number two is money. Any Israeli funky helmet covers. I don't have the big, like, kind of deflated looking one, but I have one of the tighter kind of Orlite ones. Nice try there, Riley Farrell. So. I don't have any Jack Daniels. Sorry, I'm a Crown kind of guy. Yeah, this is the number 4 Mark II bayonet, Canadian manufacturer. So everything I'm wearing except for my hat is Canadian made. So I don't know if you guys have seen my video on my my pattern 52 gear, but I got a lot of it. I have a complete set, so it's good stuff. The pants are actually Canadian made jeans, so. So I shouldn't say everything. I guess the socks I'm wearing and the shoes that I'm wearing are made in the U.S. But as far as like gear wise, I'm wearing everything except for the hat.